The scars of war run deep in Colombia, a country that's battled a guerrilla insurgency for more than half a century. The government is closer than ever to signing a truce with its old enemy, the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, or FARC. But a deadline to sign a deal in Cuba has come and gone. Decades of fighting have left more than 220,000 people dead and displaced 6 million others. I'm on a journey to find out if the country can finally forgive and move on from its past, and if lasting peace is still possible in Colombia. The Rio Magdalena runs across Colombia's vast jungle. Juan remembers a time when the bodies of victims were a regular sight here.
First we saw them whole, then they began appearing in pieces. They said that they were fighting for territory. The guerrillas wanted the whole region, and the paramilitaries fought back.
And how many bodies would you see a day?
Normal, 3 or 4, every day.
The FARC led a Marxist rebellion against the Colombian state in the 1960s. Its forces soon took control of nearly a third of the country, financing their struggle by kidnapping, extortion, and the cocaine trade. In the 1990s, a US-funded military campaign called Plan Colombia decimated the group's ranks. The FARC is now only 7,000 fighters strong, and for the last 4 years has been in talks to stop the fighting. Supporters of the process say it's now or never.
The FARC has reached an agreement in almost all the items of the agenda. Well, I have no doubt about the political willingness of the FARC to lay down their weapons and to demobilize. We won't get a better deal.
But there's still a long way to go. Both sides haven't agreed how and when FARC forces will disarm and come out of the forests. And Colombians fear other armed militias and criminal groups are already stepping into former FARC territory.
It's not just the FARC, there's the ELN, and they're not in a peace process. So even if we get rid of the FARC, the ELN remains. And where does that leave us?
Everywhere you go, Colombians have a story to tell about how this conflict has touched them. Blanca Nubia Diaz lost her husband and her 15-year-old daughter.
They killed her in the Pozo La Cantera. She was raped, tortured, and went missing. Over there in Havana, they're talking peace with the guerrillas. But what about the paramilitaries? Me, as a mother, seeing what they did to my daughter, I would never forgive those people.
This used to be one of the most dangerous roads in Colombia.
The FARC are also notorious kidnappers. One of their most lucrative schemes is known as the pesca milagrosa, or miraculous catch. They would come down from the mountains, block the roads, and try to snatch a valuable hostage.
The truck drivers who worked this route say they risked their lives every time they got behind the wheel. These days, they're in higher spirits. Security is much improved. But many still feel their president is playing a dangerous game with the guerrillas. There's still uncertainty over how people will vote when and if the peace deal with the FARC is signed and put to a referendum. But one thing is certain: the road to peace will be long and difficult. Sandra Gatman, The Newsmakers, Bogotá.